This presentation is titled Sustainable Change Starts With You, a Guide to Southern California Edison's Sustainable Development Plan by Jenna Curran, Adam O'Connell, and Haley Hinkle. This presentation is organized into 4 modules that serve as different levels to gamify the training. Each covers a different sustainable development topic. Every module includes examples of activities employees can do to make positive changes in their everyday lives that contribute to a sustainable lifestyle that directly correlate with Southern California Edison's desire for a greater sustainability culture, with incentives to encourage participation, of course. We begin with our first module, Resource Stewardship, which will be where employees will start their journey into sustainable changes. In this module, the concept of environmental resource stewardship and how Southern California Edison contributes to its practices in multiple ways is brought forward. We believe it is important to highlight the efforts that are being made in the workplace to allow for inspiration in employees to maintain equal efforts while in office and also at home. In this module, there are links provided to further education about topics such as the circular economy, plus information about local recycling regulations. When it comes to the contributions of employees, we recommend that activities be photographed and posted on the Yammer page for others to see and comment on. By doing so, inspiration can be sparked on a larger scale. Another activity that is interactive would be the carbon footprint calculator. This resource will allow employees to see for themselves what their impact on the environment is to be able to think of ways to improve their daily practices. By becoming more active in the community and being rewarded for it by scoring points, employees can feel more empowered by the choices they make. The point system is used to track the progress of employees, and the prizes possible could include but not be limited to gift cards that vary in value to sustainability-driven companies such as Whole Foods and Patagonia, while also having the opportunity to be used for experiences at places like the Botanical Garden or the zoo. This module's online resources should take approximately 30 minutes to complete, with a variance in time for the point scoring activities that are accomplished offline. Now it's time to level up. The topic of Module 2 is fair use. Fair use is the understanding that no group of people should bear a disproportionate share of the negative environmental consequences. Module 2 covers the history of land management and the importance of communities. Employees will also learn about the actions SCE takes to ensure the fair use of natural resources. Some examples of these activities include collaborating with local communities to identify and protect environmentally and culturally sensitive areas, and conducting environmental reviews and stakeholder engagement to identify potential biodiversity and community impacts, and seek input from residents, businesses, landowners, tribal communities, government, and other stakeholders to address and mitigate concerns. Furthermore, SCE engages the tribal community under regulatory and public outreach processes to ensure their interests are considered when planning projects that have the potential to affect resources of Native American origin. Los Angeles has the largest indigenous population of any city in the U.S., so it is important to recognize this heritage to foster a culture of diversity and inclusion within the company. Employees can participate in activities such as visiting the local Natural History Museum or volunteering with the Forest Service. Proof of completing these activities could be some examples of submitting proof would include a receipt, email confirmation, screenshot, etc., which can then be submitted to the HR department or head of the sustainability committee for points to be earned for prizes. By the end of Module 2, learners will obtain a more robust understanding of the indigenous stories of Los Angeles and its relation to sustainable development. Now it's time to level up again. Module 3 is regarding restoration. In this module, we would like to build on the theme of sustainable change starts with you and introduce the topic of environmental restoration. This module would be dedicated to not only understanding what environmental restoration means, but also what contributions Southern California Edison has made to increase restoration in the region and what action employees can take on their own at home. We believe the best way to understand environmental restoration is seeing it in action. We recommend supplementing this module with these 2 informative TED Talks to address key aspects of restoration and climate change. To enhance this module, we also suggest discussing the amazing projects that Southern California Edison has already put in place. Projects such as the San Diegoito wetland restoration, the artificial giant kelp reef, and the nearly 2,000 acres of Sierra Nevada forest land that Southern California Edison manages. This slide here has a few crucial highlights, but more details and visual aids could be added. Finally, in an effort to bring this module home, we suggest continuing with the level up system and reward points for various restoration activities that employees can complete on their own time. Activities could range from tree planting and beach cleanups all the way to nonprofit donations. This module itself could take roughly 25 minutes. Time spent away from this module completing point earning activities would vary depending on the activity. The fourth module, which concludes our training, is regarding conservation. To complete our 4-module curriculum, we would solidify the foundation of our theme that sustainable change starts with you with the important topic of conservation. This module would be dedicated to understanding what conservation means, what contributions Southern California Edison has taken to increase restoration in the region, and what action your employees can take on their own at home. By definition, conservation is a process of using natural resources in a sustainable way. But instead of just talking about it, we recommend the TED Talk that Alyssa Harris gave on Amazing Conservation Revolution. To bring this module to the core of Southern California Edison, we suggest highlighting the depth of knowledge that is currently employed in the robust avian protection program. This would also be a great way to link an existing program into the sustainability platform. Finally, in an effort to bring this module home, we suggest continuing with the level up system and reward points for various conservation activities that can be done by an individual colleague. These activities could include completing the avian protection program or donating to a conservation group. This module itself could take roughly 20 minutes. Time spent away from the module completing point earning activities would vary depending on activity. Okay, and now the good part. So now we are moving on to prizes. Our group thought of some companies that have sustainability as the core of their values. So we thought of some swag, some Southern California Edison swag could be reusable water bottles, reusable grocery totes, company branded clothing, and then gift cards, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Patagonia, Starbucks. So we have the takeout, the clothing and apparel, and grocery shopping. And experiences for the big points. Disneyland tickets, Universal Studios, Dodgers game, Ram tickets, and a party suite. This concludes our training for Southern California Edison. Kindly note this material was created by students at Arizona State University in collaboration with Southern California Edison, and Southern California Edison has the right to use this material for its internal business purposes. The views reflected are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the views of Arizona State University, Southern California Edison, or Edison International.